name is Jonathan Strotz. I am in Littleton, Colorado, so the Denver market. I'm on Team Brett Rentala, and now I'm going on 3.5 years here at GPAC. This is actually kind of a funny story. I was about to accept a position, kind of moving into finance and move into a teller position, and then Caitlin Rentala actually reached out to me via LinkedIn, told me about this position here at a company called GPAC. I thought it was pretty ironic because I played baseball up at Hastings College in Nebraska, and we played in a conference known as the GPAC. And so I thought man, this is maybe a sign or something of where I need to be. And so, of course, I wanted to hear her out, and kind of the rest was history after learning a little bit more about being able to kind of take control of my career and have a little bit more say in what I earn and have that earning potential to provide for my family. We did have an office at that time, and so kind of stepping into the door of GPAC, it was that it has kind of that modern technology, like a really modern flair to it, which I kind of like, that they're stepping into the 21st century, so to speak. But also, I really like the atmosphere of people, the type of culture that they were trying to create, an atmosphere that we were allowed to work within. And so it seemed inviting, seemed welcoming, and understanding and interacting with people that are going through that same grind, or that you're about to, as you're learning, was kind of refreshing. It took me about 2.5 months to get my first send out. I had signed my first company about a week and a half into working at GPAC, so I thought it was going to take off right away, and then I didn't get my first send out until 2.5 months later. But I got that first send out, and then about a week later, I got my first placement, and then that's what kind of started the ball rolling. So first 2.5, 3 months were a little rough, but we got through it. Having an element to maybe my skill set or character that's not sharpened, and so I want to push myself to become good, I would say, in this realm of things. And so there was definitely a learning curve, not being in this industry in the past, but I feel like it's definitely helped me deal with failure even more in a more positive way. A method to your madness, so to speak, and applying it to your everyday routine is essential. Finding that routine has been helpful for me, especially for any past athletes that are stepping into this. You got to have routine in anything that you do. And so I feel like that's been a huge contributor to my success here. I would say it's fast paced. I would say that it's energy is kind of through the roof. I would say that it's driving in the sense that, you get pushed, but you're being pushed to be the best that you can in this industry. I would say that it's a fun and competitive environment. If I was going to narrow it down even more, that's kind of, I feel like, what GPAC has established, especially through us having to pretty much go fully remote around the U.S. I feel like I'm blessed because I did get to start in the office and get a little bit of a feel for this is how things are supposed to be done, and having somebody next to me, as I'm making calls and that kind of thing, definitely was helpful to kind of learn right away. But as I transition and start running my own desk efficiently on my own anyway, I've actually really enjoyed the transition to remote because, once again, I can get into that routine. I don't have to drive into the office and have maybe traffic kind of throw me off on that timing or anything like that. I can be consistent with the timing of my routine now at home, and I can just jump right into work. So I definitely have really enjoyed the element of being at home and working. I'd say it's very connected. I've been pretty impressed with how connected it is, just through technology. I think that GPAC's been able to utilize technology effectively to still create that team environment, whether that's through Ring Central or through other means. We create video calls, we create group messages, of course. And then we have the overall GPAC messages and that kind of thing. So it's kind of nice to see how even our marketing team does a great job of announcing when deals come through for different people, so you can kind of celebrate with them, even if they're over in Tennessee or up in Sioux Falls. It doesn't matter. Typically, I like to get started at 7, so I can kind of go like 7 to 3, for example, because I still like to stay around the game of baseball, and I coach. And I'm able to do that with working at GPAC because I could just switch those hours around once again, create that routine that works for me, and then I can step out around 3, to go coach baseball and still be around that. So that's a big element to where I've been able to utilize that flexibility and still get back to like the sport that I love and appreciate as well. And so I've been able to use it in that facet. I haven't missed birthdays. If there's like a birthday lunch or something like that for family members, I've been able to actually be a part of that and enjoy that, and then I can just come back to my desk and get to work. So different elements like that, I've really been able to see the flexibility. It's kept me healthy overall with the work-life balance, and still being able to be there for family events or be able to do what I'm passionate about, and that's still being around the game of baseball. How do you feel about being able to make as much money basically as some of these even like CEOs or high level manager positions, just by doing your job effectively and then also creating your own schedule? I feel like that's what GPAC is trying to push, is like, hey, earn as much as you possibly can. You can actually sit there and just make an incredible living while also sitting here having that work-life balance, having that flexibility, and then also being able to change somebody's life all at the same time. Big part of what gets me up in the morning is obviously faith and that kind of thing, and then providing for my family. So that's the biggest thing that gets me out of bed every day is those two things right there. Is doing things in excellence, and then also making sure that I'm doing my job effectively to take care of my family. On the GPAC side of things, why I do this job is to help people, like growing people and companies, right? It's to help people grow and further themselves in their careers and in what they're doing in life. And so that's a mission that I can get behind and be a part of. I would say first and foremost that I'm not out to just do my job, make money off of them, and step away. I'm the type of recruiter, and I know that we have a ton of these here at GPAC, and that is that we want to build a relationship and make sure that they're taken care of and get the people they need. I remember talking to my coach, Brett. He was talking about how sometimes I get a little too invested, I think, because I care. I don't look at them as just a way to make money, but an opportunity to make a relationship, make their company better, and then in turn, I also get to receive the financial benefit as well.